Good afternoon, everybody. We are officially live. And just to let you know before I introduce our wonderful guests, it is Wednesday, the 26th of February at midday noon. So if it isn't Wednesday, the 26th of February at midday noon, you are watching on playback, but you are most welcome. So first of all, I'd like to introduce from Riviera Travel, back again on our lovely show, Linda. Thank you for coming back. Hi, Linda.
Hi, thanks for inviting me back. I'm always happy to talk about travel.
And we've got an exciting deal for 2026 coming up. And of course, below, but we not necessarily from PFC HQ. That doesn't, we have Daryl from the Solo Holiday Forum by Passion for Cruises. Hi, Daryl. Hi, I,
Good morning, Peter. How are you? Or midday, Peter, in fact. How are you? Are you well?
I am indeed. I'm very, very well.
Already, Peter. I've jinxed it already. I said before, hopefully.
Yeah.
I
Just
jinxed it
before
already. I said about the Wi-Fi before, didn't I? But I'm here now.
you are. And just to give a couple of seconds for everybody to get into the live, and then we're going to go straight to announce this wonderful escorted tours for 2026 to Sri Lanka and fantastic deals as well. If you've got any questions, this is a great opportunity to ask a question. So please, and also just want to say hello to myself, to Daryl, to Linda, please do, yeah? So again, we're going to give people a few seconds to get into the live, and then we're going to go through this. So Daryl, we are talking about this wonderful solo escorted tour to Sri Lanka, of course, with Riviera Travel. And this is what we're doing.
Brilliant. So yeah. So
Absolutely.
Peter, first of all, welcome. Yeah, so just to first of all, yet again, welcome Linda. As you know, Linda's becoming a special guest, a regular special guest on our PFC TV program from a solo touring perspective, and really important. The reason we have Linda on is she is an expert. She's head of product from Riviera point of view, and also she's oversees the solo department within Riviera, which is huge for us as a business. So Linda, thanks again for coming on. So yeah, today we're talking about Sri Lanka. Riviera have the solo exclusive tour that's going out in 2026. There is 2025 offers still available if anybody is looking to go kind of nearer. But actually for 2026, we've got this particular tour. Now with this Riviera tour, it's solo exclusive, as we've alluded to. There's plenty of dates, which I will go through shortly. It includes 8 dinners, and it's actually probably the best priced solo tour to Sri Lanka that features 4 and 5 star hotels that goes for over 10 nights. It's a 12-night duration in total, 13 days, 12 nights with 1 night overnight flight. But yeah, like you say, you're getting 8 dinners. The value for money is so good on this particular trip, and this is our biggest selling Sri Lanka tour within PFC. So obviously we use a range of other tour operators, but this is our biggest selling PFC Sri Lanka tour. I haven't been to Sri Lanka. I've been to India, as you know, Peter, and I absolutely loved India. And everybody tells me if you've been to India, you need to do the south of India and you need to do Sri Lanka. So hence why we've asked Linda to come on today to tell me and our PFC members more about it. So Linda, if you want to, talk us through it, that will be a massive help,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure we've got people tuned in and looking forward to hearing all about this amazing country.
What we do, folks, just to let you know, we'll go through the itinerary, we'll show you the details, we'll show you the wonderful deal that we have, and then Linda will go through the daily itinerary we have and the wonderful hotels and everything that you can do. So, Daryl, we'll start off with this is the itinerary.
Yeah, so straightforward. There's your 13 days in front of you, Peter. Obviously, day one you'll fly from Heathrow. Now, 9 times out of 10, the flights are with Sri Lankan Airways, so they will be a direct overnight flight from Heathrow, where you arrive into Colombo day two. Now, like I say, I'm not try and pronounce all of these names. I'm going to leave it to the experts. That's why we've got Linda on. But yeah, as you can see, this is a real highlights tour. So what you're getting on this particular Sri Lanka trip is you're getting to see all the highlights. But my favorite bit and the biggest question we always get on any tour that we sell, Peter, is how many free days do we get to relax at the end? Well, this tour, if you look at that itinerary, it says it at the end. You're going to get, before you fly home, from day 11, day 12, you literally have 3 days where you can just have a bit of R&R. So yeah, so we're really, really lucky on this trip. It kind of ticks all those boxes for our solo passengers. Also, like you say, from our side, there's something huge, Peter, that I'll elaborate and go in more detail later on, but there's going to be an additional £100 off all the prices we're advertising, which are, like I say, at the end I'll go through, but that offer is valid to the 5th of March. But yeah, so anybody book in the next week, it's a great time to book because they're going to get a really great saving.
Yeah, and that's the wonderful highlights that you can go through. You can read their incredible highlights, World Heritage, and the Golden Temple, the Temple of the Tooth. I mean, Linda's going to go through all this as well. But I guess it's really about the deal, isn't it? And you just mentioned that there's a special price for a week exclusive, which is absolutely incredible. But this is the deal, Daryl.
Yeah, so like you say, so the tour, 12 nights, as we said, so 13 days, 12 nights, 4 and 5-star accommodation. That's huge, Peter. So, and you know, those 3 days at the end, that's 5-star accommodation. So when you get those last 2 bit of R&R, you've got the 5-star accommodation. You're getting return flights, transfers, 10 included experience, 18 meals, 11 breakfasts, 8 dinners, welcome dinner and drinks, expert tour manager. Now, as you know, anybody who goes on any of these tours, especially with Riviera will handpick the best tour managers out there to look after our solo groups. So you'll be well looked after throughout. Like you say, it's based on a small group size as well. So you won't be going with 30 or 40 people. So yeah, from that side, you're well looked after.
And give us a call. The team are waiting. Give us a call, yeah, on 029 2061 9961. Absolutely wonderful. And this is a great opportunity, folks, to ask Linda some questions, specific questions about this incredible tour, or ask Daryl a question. You can even ask me a question if you want to as well. Linda, this looks absolutely incredible. The itineraries we talked about, and that what absolutely stunning, and the details. Please talk us through the highlights of this incredible tour that you do.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the main reason that people want to go to Sri Lanka and why it's so popular right now is the same reason I wanted to go for my personal holiday a couple of years ago, and it's because of the variety. So it has wonderful culture, fascinating history, like beautiful landscapes and stunning beaches, great food, but also wildlife. So it's kind of, and like Daryl said, that time at the end to relax. So it's kind of got a bit of something for everyone, which is really great. And Sri Lanka is known, it's an island nation, and it's actually known as the teardrop of India, which I found quite interesting because of the shape of the island, but also its location southeast of India. And I know Daryl mentioned India earlier, and lots of people want to go to India, but sometimes people are a little bit nervous. You know, it can be a bit of a culture shock. It can be quite frantic. And Sri Lanka shares a lot of this, cultural similarities with India, but it's a lot less chaotic and frantic. It's much, much smaller. It's about the size of West Virginia in the United States. So it's quite small, so you can get around all the main highlights easy. So I know lots of people like to go to Sri Lanka sometimes first. And if they like it, then they kind of like progress, to India once they feel more comfortable with the culture.
Yeah.
But yeah, this tour, it's a great tour, but you don't need to take my word for it. If you go on our website, you can see it scores 4.9 out of 5 on FIFA. We have great reviews from this tour.
I mean, I was looking through the itinerary from day 2 when you arrive, and the hotels that we're staying at as well are just absolutely spectacular.
So yeah, so day 2, you've got an overnight flight. So you arrive to Colombo about midday, and then we transfer about half an hour to Negombo, where our hotel is. And it's beautifully located on a lagoon overlooking the Indian Ocean. And we've got the rest of that day to relax. There's like a huge pool. It has a swim up pool bar, wonderful views of the lagoon, and just really great after a long flight to just relax and acclimatize. And then, you're ready, raring to go on on day 3 to kind of start the tour off.
Yeah, and there is day 3. Absolutely.
Yeah, so
And
this is Dambulla. We visit on day 3. It's our first UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's the best preserved cave temple complex in Sri Lanka. He has about 150 of these Buddhas and loads of beautifully like intact frescoes in the caves as well. So it's a really wonderful experience.
absolutely fantastic.
And then, yeah, this is our hotel for the night. We wanted to focus more on hotels than we do usually today, because we do have some really great hotels in Sri Lanka. And this one, as you can see, it's got really big grounds and it's set on a lovely lake as well. So really peaceful, quiet, just, yeah, beautiful scenery.
Stunning location. Absolutely stunning location. It really is. And then day 4.
Yeah, so day 4, this is perhaps the most photographed and iconic site in all of Sri Lanka, and it's Sigiriya. So it's this 600-foot rock that kind of just comes out of the ground as if from nowhere. And interestingly, back in the 5th century, the king decided he wanted it to be its capital. So on the top, we've still got ruins of the old palace that was there. And I don't know about you, but I used to live in a flat, and sometimes just walking up the stairs to my house, felt like enough. So I don't know what made him think that a 600-foot temple was a great place for a palace. But having said that, obviously it's a great vantage point if you're looking out for your enemies, watching them come in. So with this, I do recognise it is 600 feet tall. So not all of our customers, have the required mobility to get to the top. But what we generally find is about half of the group will decide that they're able, and they'll go to the top with our tour guide. And then maybe about the other half of the group will stay at the bottom with our tour manager, which is one of the benefits of having 2, staff members on the tour. And they'll go and visit a museum. But, they can't see the great views from the top and so on. But it's so spectacular that it's great just to see it from the ground,
Incredible.
And it means we can cater for like different abilities as well.
Absolutely fantastic. Those asking the questions, we will get to you after we've gone for the daily tours. It's incredible. The day 5, Kandy.
Yeah, so we head to Kandy, but en route we visit a spice plantation. And I found this really interesting when I visited Sri Lanka. They kind of teach you about the medical and culinary uses of the spices. They let you know which spices are used in Sri Lankan curry and so on. And what I find particularly interesting is that 80 to 90% of the world's cinnamon comes from Sri Lanka. So perhaps that's like a nice, present to take home for loved ones as well. And then we end up in Kandy. So Kandy is the first city we stay at on this tour, although it is quite a small city. But, even then we're staying in this wonderful hotel. Like it's doesn't look like we're in a city at all. It's located as you can see, it's located on the river, and the pool is right next to the river. So wonderful views when you're relaxing after, day sightseeing in the pool as well. So really lovely hotel again.
And it's overnight in Kandy? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Linda.
we have 2 nights in Kandy. And the most famous things to visit in Kandy are the Royal Botanical Gardens and the Temple of the Tooth. So the Temple of the Tooth was built to house one of Buddha's teeth. And there's these 3, I think it's 3 times a day. I went to it when I was there. They have these temple, like these tooth ceremonies, and lots of locals go there. And actually, most Sri Lankans believe that they should visit this temple at least once in their life to pay homage to the tooth. So it's all very fascinating culturally. And then nature lovers will love the botanical gardens because they're I think it's about 150 acres, and there's over 1,000 plant species. So it's a really great botanical gardens to wander around.
Absolutely stunning. It really is a stunningly beautiful country. And then day 7, Linda.
Yeah, so then we go to tea country. So this area is sometimes known as Little England because it still has a lot of colonial era buildings there. And it's where a lot of the tea production from Sri Lanka comes from. So Sri Lanka is actually the 3rd largest exporter of tea in the world after China and Kenya. And Lipton actually started their tea in Sri Lanka. I mean, they're famously owned by a Scottish gentleman, but their first tea farm was in Sri Lanka back in the days when it was called Ceylon. And this area, just the kind of the humidity, it's the cooler temperatures in the highlands, and all of that makes for really great tea production. And we'll go to a tea plantation and learn about how the ladies, generally they are ladies, how they pick the tea leaves. And the really experienced tea pickers can pick up to 30 kilograms of tea leaves a day, which makes 15,000 cups of tea, which honestly
Wow.
is absolutely incredible, especially because I got to try and pick some tea leaves when I was there. I don't think I even had enough for one cup of tea, you know, and I don't think it was a high quality cup of tea. So it is amazing what they do. And every time I have my tea now, it gives me a newfound gratitude.
And
The whole area is beautiful, as you can see. And this hotel we stay in for one night, all of the rooms have balconies and they look out onto the mountain scenery. So really spectacular.
absolutely stunning. It really is. And then we move on to day 8, the elephant transit home.
Yeah, this is like a highlight for a lot of people because, I mean, who doesn't love seeing cute elephants? Sri Lanka actually has about 20,000 elephants. But unfortunately, you know, some of them have been orphaned when they're young and then they're not able to look after themselves in the wild. So this transit home takes them in and it feeds and it cares for them until they're either strong or old enough to be able to look after themselves, and then they're re-released back into the wild. And we go there for one of their daily feed-ins, so we can our guests can watch the baby elephants being fed, which is really spectacular. And of course, you know, we're very responsible, care about animal welfare at Riviera, so we don't, you know, it's just a watching thing. We don't interact with them, but we do get to see the people who look after them, you know,
Mm.
and it's just really special. And they've looked after about 200 elephants there, and then they'll be released back into the wild.
And another
And yeah,
stunning hotel.
yeah, this is where we stay for 2 nights. It's conveniently located near to Yala National Park, which we visit the next day. And again, lots of big grounds. Yeah, like you said, really lovely hotels on this tour.
And then we move on to day 9, the national
Yeah,
park.
so another highlight for wildlife lovers. So Yala is Sri Lanka's premium wildlife location, and it's about 400 square miles. It's about the same size as Los Angeles. And you'll be going on a game drive looking out for things like elephants, crocodiles, monkeys. There's over 200 species of birds. But really, what everyone really wants to see is the leopard. And it's the most densely populated area for leopards in the world. So you have a good chance. However, they do hunt at dawn and dusk, and they are notoriously lazy and sleepy, you know, in the middle of the day. So they can be hard to spot. But I did spot 2 when I was on a game drive in Yala. So it's definitely possible. I would recommend though, like a good camera if you have it, or binoculars,
Mm.
because they're not always, you know, right next to
Yeah.
you. Although I have seen photographs of a leopard walking right in front of a safari vehicle in Yala. So sometimes you're lucky, but it's good to kind of have something in case they are a bit further away. And we include one game drive, but some people, like myself, I love wildlife. So some people would want to do our optional early evening game drive again, you know, to kind of maximize the wildlife opportunities. But equally, some
Okay.
people are just happy relaxing by the pool, you know, after
Mm.
a long day.
And then we go to day 10.
Yes, so this day we head towards the beach, but we stop en route at Gaul, which is another UNESCO World Heritage Site. And it's you know, it's a great place to visit. It's got a 16th century fort, like it says here, and Dutch colonial buildings. But actually, for me, the best thing about Gaul is just the atmosphere. It's just got a really nice vibe, and it's just nice to wander around. You know, it has some nice shops and cafes, lovely location on the water, like you can see here. It's just a really nice place to hang out for a few hours. And then we will continue to our final destination. We spend 3 nights here to properly relax after a busy tour in the 5-star Anantara Kalitara Resort. And this hotel boasts 360-degree views of the Indian Ocean and the lagoon. And our time there basically is just relaxing. You know, you can relax by the pool, in the sea, and maybe treat yourself to a spa treatment. But if people want to be more active, there's also the hotel does things like yoga classes and cooking classes and water sports. So you can be as, you know, active or relaxed as you want. And then, yeah, then
Um,
we fly home on day 13. And I'm sure you'll agree that's like a lot of amazing
mm.
experiences in less than 2 weeks.
I mean, that is just absolutely stunning. We're going to go to see get some of the comments in a minute, just to give you a quick highlights of what you're going to see, of what Linda talked about. Absolutely stunning, beautiful country. And this
So
is a
Pete, can
great
I just
opportunity, folks. Yes, please, Daryl,
Yeah,
go
so
for it.
Pete, I just want to point out a couple of things Linda's just said, and I'm just listening yet again. Thanks again, Linda. Every time you come on, you really kind of give me some great information on these countries. I mean, like you say, finding out that Sri Lanka is the third largest exporter in the world is incredible. Obviously, the start of Lipton, the size of West Virginia, so actually it's not a huge country. The teardrop of India, I love that. That's a lovely saying, and I'll make sure I use that going forward when I'm speaking to our lovely PFC members. But the big thing for me is at the very beginning, Linda hit the nail on the head. Sri Lanka is beautiful landscapes, beautiful beaches, and wildlife. Those three highlights there are what most people want from a tour. So if you're going on an escorted tour and it's a bucket list, this particular country offers all three of those main things that probably 90% of our customers want. Beautiful landscapes, beautiful beaches, and wildlife. There you go. That country has it all.
You know what's really interesting though? I looked at, when I was preparing for this, I looked at what our customers actually say their highlight of the tour is. So some of them will say the beaches, like you said, they'll say the elephant sanctuary, they'll say Sigiriya. But the most common thing that people said about this specifically solos tour, their highlight was the other people on the tour. And it was really lovely to see because, you know, we have people going on these tours and they make great friends, you know, and they're saying the other people were amazing. We had a lovely time together. We had such a laugh. You know, I'd love to travel with them again. So that's like a kind of extra highlight you get on a solo tour. You know, all of these like-minded travelers wanting to connect and make new friends. You know, it's really wonderful.
Yeah, and funny enough, with Riviera, I'm right in saying that you meet them at the departure airport as well. You have someone who kind of helps everybody at check-in, and what that's really good, Peter, just for when you go away with on future trips with ourselves when you're hosting it. When you meet them at the airport, when you've got someone like with the Riviera team, just kind of helping everybody at check-in, what happens then? All these solo customers identify other solo customers. So before they've even left Heathrow, whichever terminal it is, they're already talking to their fellow travelers. So they're already bonding before they've even got on the flight. And by the time they've sat on the flight for 9-10 hours, whatever it is, to Sri Lanka, I think it's just short of 10 on the way out and a bit longer coming back, they've made friends for life. And the great thing is like you say, our solos, they've all got one thing in common, is the passion for travel. And for a lot of people, it will be their first solo trip they've ever done. And for some people, it will be their 10th, 11th, or even 20th solo trip. But what you're getting is you're getting these like-minded people traveling together with a really reputable tour operator in Riviera and being well looked after throughout.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, Daryl, Linda, before we go through a couple, one or two questions, just to repeat again, this is the deal, and please explain about the price again, please, Daryl.
Yeah, so it's fantastic. So yesterday, me, Linda, and Linda's colleague Lloyd were just working in the background, and we said, "What more can we do to bring this offer to life?" So Riviera kindly yesterday gave us an exclusive extra £100 off. So the prices you'll see advertised on our Facebook page, on our website, will have an additional £100 off each date for 2026. So the lead-in price is actually 3199, not 3299. So that is absolutely amazing, Peter. This is only valid until next Wednesday. So if anybody does want to book, what they're going to get is they're going to get a £200 saving. Now, people say, how's there a £200 saving? From the actual guide price, the selling price, we're giving £100 off, Riviera giving £100 off, and that is valid until next Wednesday. So
Wow.
anybody interested in booking this, it's a £350 deposit. Like I say, get in touch. Our guys are ready, as you know, on 02920 619 961. And if there's any questions, give us a shout. One thing to point out for Sri Lanka, you do need an e-visa. It's one of those you just fill out online. But yeah, it's just worth pointing that out because, like you say, we unfortunately don't get involved in the visa side of the business, but you will have to have a visa for it, valid travel insurance and a valid passport. But yeah, if anybody is interested in getting this booked, then this is the time to do it, Pete, because we've got 1 week at those exclusive offers. So literally, I'm going to press go in a second on Facebook with the prices, and whatever the prices say on Facebook, there's another £100 to come off that.
Incredible. And Linda, thank you so much for painting an incredible picture. CJ, if you can roll the video, please, that would be absolutely fantastic. We're going to go to see if we have any questions or anybody saying hello. This is a great opportunity now, folks, for you to ask a question. It really is. So first, let's see what we have here. Shirley, she's saying hi. If again, please say hello. Jess, you are so right. 100% on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list. Absolutely, it really is. Mandy says, how much is this, please? It's a place I'm wanting to visit. Well, we've gone for the price. The deal will come up again to my right. You'll see that in a moment, Mandy. But you will get that extra money, that extra 100
Yeah, so
pounds off.
Peter, I can actually answer this for Mandy. So if she was to go from Heathrow on the 12th of January 2026, it would be 3499. That includes £100 off. If she went from Heathrow on the 23rd of Feb 2026, it would be 3599. The 11th of May 2026 would be 3199, and the 12th of October would be 3199 again, and the 9th of November 2026 3599. All those prices I've just quoted include the additional £100 off. The discount expires on the 5th of March, so they've got until close of business next Wednesday to secure this offer, and all we need is a £350 deposit to get them booked on.
Yeah, and Debbie, you're so right. It's an awesome tour, and it's a great deal. It really is. These are I mean, to grab it, I would say, basically. It really would. Anne says, hi, Dale, hi, Pete. I believe that Sri Lanka has a closed currency. What would be the best currency cards to bring? Pound sterlings? Thanks, Anne. Great question, Anne. Daryl, Linda?
Well, yeah, Linda, you've been, so if you can answer that, that would be a big help.
Yeah, so because it's a closed currency, when we get to Colombo Airport, the tour manager, makes sure there's time for everybody to get any currency if they want to out of the ATMs. Otherwise, then the local currency is Sri Lankan rupees. You can actually pay using dollars or pounds in a lot of the hotels, but they will have to give you your change back in rupees. So it might be useful having some rupees with you, but also credit cards are now widely accepted. So, if you have any of those, like I have a special credit card where you don't have any fees when you pay abroad, that those are quite useful to have, I would say, as well.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
can I just jump in on there? So one thing, just to alluding to what Linda was saying, is don't make the mistake I did. Don't get dollars and then change it over there. Take sterling. If you're going to take any pound sterling or any notes, take pound sterling. Don't take dollars, because you'll just lose out on the exchange rate. I did that in India. I made the foolish mistake of changing money up here into dollars, got to India, and I lost twice on the exchange rate. So yeah, don't take dollars. The only thing I would suggest is if you are going to take any dollars, just take some $1 bills for tipping.
Yeah, great. How much is it? Again, it will come up again. Maureen, if you missed the deal, it will come up again.
Yes.
Literally just keep watching the video. It'll come up in a few seconds. And Alison, wonderful country and people. This is my second home. Wow, what a second home to have. I have lost count how many times I've been there. Tempted again, Alison. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
and
really
Pete,
is.
just to let you know, Alison's a prime example there of one of our regular PFC members who is so well travelled. She gives me all the hints and tips. So I've learned a lot off a lot of our members who have been here, there, and everywhere. And Alison, like you say, is a big follower of ours. So thanks for reaching out, Alison. And like you say, if there's any hints or tips and I can't get hold of Linda, Alison's my next go-to. So there you go.
Fantastic. And what dates Shirley's asking as well? 2026.
So shall I run through it one more time for the price wise, Peter, and the
Yeah,
dates?
please do.
Yeah.
And also
So
any
just run,
Birmingham flights from Shirley as well.
unfortunately, no Birmingham. It's all Heathrow direct, but that's part of the package. Is you're going to meet your like-minded solo travelers before you go. So unfortunately, we don't offer Birmingham because there isn't a direct flight to Colombo. It would be via Dubai. So yeah, on this occasion, it will be from Heathrow. So I'll run through the prices again. So Heathrow, 12th of January 2026, 3499. We've got the 23rd of Feb 2026, 3599. 11th of May 2026, 3199, 12th of October 2026, 3199, and then the 9th of November, 3599, and these are all for 2026.
Yeah, and there's you can see it on the screen now. Absolutely incredible. That extra £100 off. That makes a huge difference. Wow, what a spectacular tour. If you could unrun the video, please, CJ. That's wonderful. Daryl, thank you so much as always. Not quite from PFC HQ this time. This is Daryl, who's on. You could say he's on tour, couldn't you? Yeah, let's put it that. Let's say it that way. Yeah, and absolutely a massive thank you to Linda from Riviera Travel, who to come back on the show. You're very brave, Linda. We really appreciate it. But you painted this picture of this absolutely spectacular tour so well that I think we're all absolutely dying to go, especially on a wet and windy, cold, miserable day in the UK. You know, it looks absolutely fantastic. So one last time, that is the incredible itinerary, folks. Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate that. They're the incredible details. And again, that is the wonderful deal. It really is. Daryl, thank you so much. Linda, thank you as well. Especially thank you to all our members who are still watching live and to everybody who's watching on playback. We really appreciate it. If you are watching on playback, give the office a call. They're there and they can explain everything to you as well. So,
yes,
I'd also
Peter,
want to say,
just before you go,
yep.
Peter, just before you go, just to let you know, the deal's dropped on Facebook. So anybody wants to know the dates again, because they've missed it when we spoke earlier, they're all dropped on Facebook. They're all on the way. So like you say, all our routes to get them out to our PFC members are out there. So anybody's got any questions, just get them to phone in on the normal number.
Yeah. And thank you, of course, to CJ, who is now here, who's been in the background the whole time, who organised all the videos and everything. Really appreciate your work, CJ. Just thought I'd bring you in very quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. And we will see you hopefully very soon with some more great deals, especially from Riviera Travel. Thanks, folks. Bye.